Just remember, I am. I am. Breathe in everything that is around you. When you breathe in the I, everything that the eye can see, breathe that in. I'm asking you to go beyond thought. Any thought. Thoughts that come in are welcome. You know where they are coming from now, right? They're coming from family. Family who simply has been separated for so long. Forgive them, because they don't know better. They don't know that the thoughts of fear coming into your brain has this tremendous, tremendous effect on your reality. Forgive. Forgive. So as you breathe in and you let the thoughts come in, don't focus on the thoughts. Focus on the space between the thoughts. There's a stillness there. So as you take in the I and your inward breath, be reminded that you are a constant source of emission. You are the sun. You are the stars. And there is light pouring out of you. Even as you breathe in, let the akeneic beam out of you. It's the only movement that's real, what is coming out of you. So breathe in the I, and in doing that accept that you are all things. And as you breathe out, the am aspect, that's creation right there. Creation. I am all things, and I am creating all things. I am. I am. All of humanity is very close now to not having to activate this akeneic every day. It's going to become a constant in your lives, a constant source in your lives, constant source of emission. We're going to a time of simplicity, so there won't be any more building up of the akeneic, the 3 points and the pyramids and what have you not. It will become quite different. Just a constant source of transmission and emission. Just keep breathing. Keep remembering that you are alive. And celebrate your aliveness. The mind as it has existed would want to turn you into a dull being, complaining, suffering, dying every single day a little bit more. Celebrate your aliveness and bring in the golden light, which is the light of the great central sun, your place of birth. I am breathing. Before we start, I'm going to ask you to look at your DNA. Somewhere in there is a healer. Somewhere in there is a shaman, a medicine man, a medicine woman. I'm asking you now to reach into your soul, to take from there that wisdom, that healing wisdom that you have once carried around on this planet. Heal yourself. That's the point of these moments, that you can walk away differently than you came. So reach into your DNA, into your other lives, and take out of you and into your reality that wisdom to heal yourself. And as you do, understand that healing yourself means healing the planet and the stars and the universe. That's the way. If you are not feeling well, you have to accept that your body is bigger than the husk you are sitting in. You are all things, everything. So if you heal the planet with your energy, it's gonna end up in your body. Be that ray of light, that sunshine. Be the rainbow. And your path shall be the rainbow path. So it is. Greetings, my beloved divine children. I am Solarys of Akeneic service. Come into this place today. Come into this body and your body today to bring you a message of hope, truth and wisdom, which is not external to you. It is a part of you. Oh, there would be those here right now that would think, why is Solarys coming in? It is not even January. Why is this message being delivered right now? I'll tell you why. How could this be that the divinity manifest, at least that's what you're calling it, would be presented even before that which you have called the cosmic manifest is finished? Ah, you're thinking linear, aren't you? Didn't you know that what you are listening to and what you have listened to in the past is just the DNA of the cosmos, is just the DNA of all things, which you would call God, which you would call spirit, not knowing that what is sitting in front of you is the same thing as that which is sitting inside of you. That it is you. So if this information is the translation of cosmic DNA, knowledge brought into your system, brought into your lives in words and in energy, and it is normal that the next step would come in before the other one is fully finished. How could it not? How could things which are in perfect harmony, which are in perfect balance, how could these things not be intermingled? How could they not be intertwined? If you could only see yourselves from the perspective that I am looking at you right now, even though these eyes are closed, you would see that you are intermingled as well, and that you cannot see where you end and where the energy of the other begins. Oh, if you were to see that, my divine, beloved child, if you were to see that, there would be no fighting. Then there would be no hunger. There would be no pain, no struggle, no hatred. But how can you expect to love all that is on this planet if you even have difficulty loving yourselves? It is important for us to speak these words right now, even before the end of your linear year 2007, because you see, it is impossible for you to step into a new paradigm without fully and completely being in love with yourselves first. There are those who are here who have gone through pain in the last few days, and then they would ask the channel, they would ask the one through which I'm speaking right now, and they would say, why is it? What is it about? Why is there pain in my chest? Why is there pain in my hand? Why is there pain in my foot? Why is there a disease within my body? The answer is very simple. It is a reminder, obviously. That which is divine, which is total, can hardly be less than perfect, can it? So if you in your body are experiencing pain, and that is still the natural process right here, in the reality that you are in, then you should know that you are being reminded of divinity. Because you are feeling pain right here, you know that this place is less than perfect. It is dual. So that is why you should use the pain. That is why you should use the fear. That is why, if you feel sadness within your heart, before transforming it into joy again, or before you find out that the sub-level which is flowing right underneath it is always filled with joy and love and freedom, that those things that you are experiencing are just reminding you of your job here on the planet. And you are creating these things for yourselves. Oh, so many times we see those who suffer, and then they look towards the heavens, to look towards the skies, and they would say, please help us. Make me feel good. Take my pain away. And all we can say then, it's very simple. You take your veil away. You take your humanity away. We know that in the year 2007, you have been moving towards mastery, cosmic mastery. And you thought this would be the end of it, didn't you? That you would finally come to the end of a very long journey. For some of you, it has been quite a journey. Journey of 20 years, 30 years, even more. And yet, all we can say you now is that you have just entered into the beginning of a completely new path. And believe me, human, master, divine one, child, it is just the beginning of this path. Because the path that you are now going to discover in the coming year is no longer linear. It isn't circular either. It is literally infinite. Now yesterday, Ikara told you in a very beautiful message indeed, told you about the cycles and how you as angelic beings came into the planet. First, in the first 144,000 years, bringing in the energy of light. That's how it all began, isn't it? Humanity bringing in light. That's what angels are. Messengers of light. Light which is divine, always. And then the second cycle came, and the third, and the fourth. One you are currently in right now, right near the end of. That's the fourth one. It's the one where you would discover many things about who you truly are. And the point of this one has all been about reunification. Blending all things again as one. What you don't know is that as you are stepping into the fifth cycle, which is the cycle of consciousness, you are not just doing this on a global level. You must always remember that you are doing it in the first place on a personal level. That's where it starts, on the personal level. Do you understand this, human? Do you understand that as others, such as Adamus Germain, have told you weeks ago about the cycles and phases that you walk through to reach a certain type of mastery, that this is what you are doing? You are repeating global history. You, as a human race, have brought this planet to the brink of ascension. Not destruction. I know there would be those who would say the brink of destruction. I would like to choose the phrase, the brink of ascension. You have impregnated the planet and you know it. And now it is ready for you to take the next step, to be the catalyst. And so you are the catalyst. You can choose to be this every single moment. But what you don't know is that the cycles that you have brought onto the planet are also the cycles that you are bringing into your own being, bringing into your own self. Do you see this? Do you see the simplicity of this? That the first aspect of your ascension, as you are calling it. That the first aspect is always about finding the light. That's why you are the light worker. What you are forgetting is that you aren't just the light worker. You are the earth worker as well. And you are the air worker and the water worker. You are the conscious worker. So many, as they have discovered their spiritual path, would stop at the concept of light. And it seems natural that once that you have seen the light, that you would choose not to look any further, because you would believe that you have found what you needed to find, and you have indeed come home. Yes, that's right. What you forget is that you can't exist here without all the other elements. So that would mean that your path towards your ascension then has only just begun. Because you have in the last years, and especially in the last year, which sometimes has seemed so dark, you have finally found your inner light, haven't you? Oh, your light is so beautiful. I'm looking at it right now. It is the light and the finding of it which allows me, the heart of all things, Solarys, that which you have called the akeneic, that which exists in the exact center of the cosmos, of all that is, the exact divine center. It is your light, and the finding of it, and the holding on to it, and the belief especially in your light, which is allowing these words of divinity, with all their power behind it, which is a neutral power, and it is akeneic at the same time. I will go into this in a minute. Allowed these words to be heard yet again, just like they were thousands of years ago. I try to return to the planet of free choice every couple of thousands of years. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes consciousness is high enough for me to come in and to speak to a few. Such was the case 2,000 years ago. I could only come in and speak to a few of you, some who are even sitting in this room right now, some who are listening to these words. But this time, as it appears, consciousness is more ready. And we are yet again at the end of a very special cycle. You leave behind your old paradigm. And this time, even those who would think they are not ready to listen would be. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of all things. You still believe that listening is something that you do with your ears, that you do with your brain. Oh, haven't you been listening, Master? You sing all the time. You are a being of color and light and song. You sing. Your DNA sings. So how dare you? How dare you think of yourselves as little? How dare you think of yourselves as small? Don't you know that where you walk, the world is changed forever? And those that you touch even though you are not touching them. Those that you touch with your smile, with your eyes, with your presence, the I am within you, are changed forever. Even though it might take them thousands of years, it won't take them thousands of years now, but in the past it could sometimes take them a very, very long time. It doesn't have to be that way now. That which you touch in your daily lives changes forever. Such is the power of Source. And that is what is sitting in front of me, isn't it? You are all Source. But you must now learn, as we are bringing you the second part to the introduction of the Divinity Manifest. Even before most of you are sitting here heard the first part, such as the interdimensional life. We are bringing you now an understanding in the workings of your own personal path towards divinity. I will tell you about divinity today. I will tell you about neutrality and about totality today, as these are the ways into the Divinity Manifest, in the way that you have created it for yourselves. But you must understand now that you have also gone and still have to go through certain cycles of evolution before you can find your full I am presence, before you can find your own I am awareness. And you have been focusing on bringing in the light, much like you did when you were the angelic being that came to planet Earth to install the frequencies of light and life. That's what you did to your bodies. That's why your bodies appear to hold so much energy the last few years. And then you were thinking, why is the weight coming into me? Why is disease coming into me? Why is it so hard sometimes? Well, it's because all that light coming into your bodies. But that is over now. You are no longer carrying the light. You are emitting the light. You are creating the light. You have mastered light, light worker. You have mastered light, master. You know what it is. You know what to do with it. You know of its totality. And even though you wouldn't be able to write a treatise on it, to write a book on it, maybe, everyone here and listening to these words, and even those who are unaware of the power of light, know how to work with it intuitively. We have always said, haven't we, in other voices sometimes, that there is a connection between gravity and magnetics and light and sound and color. Let's go a little bit deeper into that. Just a little bit. Let's talk about magnetics. Let's talk about light. You know that magnetics, as felt on this planet Earth, as you are working with it through your bodies, basically comes in that sensation that you call love. I'm not talking about the love that most of you know on the planet today. I am talking about universal love, which goes way beyond. You know that love and magnetics are the same thing. You also know that magnetics, as it comes into contact with another magnetic field, has the option of transmitting its frequencies, of transmitting its energy, its patterning into the other magnetic field. That's how the solar sun talks to your DNA. By transmitting the energy of itself and the patterning of itself into the magnetic field of Earth, and then having the magnetic field of Earth overlap with your own magnetic field, which is to be found in your DNA. That's how your sun is communicating to you. You are a sun as well. And here you should find the clue, because the sun is doing it, communicating with you by sending its light, isn't it? You are the same. You are a star. I don't mean this in a 3D interpretation. I mean it literally. You are the energy of a star, and much more than that. So as you want to connect to others, it's very simple. Use the magnetics that you experience as universal love, and then use the radiance of light to beam that love from one magnetic field onto the other. Use the paradigm of light. Light is divinity, yes, but at the same time, it is not the essence of divinity. It is a carrier of it. When you get to a point of divinity, which is much beyond vibration, much beyond frequency, when you are in that total stillness, then light is the carrier of the divinity. That is why you have almost worshipped it on your planet. You have had the sun cycles in your history, where you would worship the sun. What you were really doing is reminding yourselves of the divinity that was coming through the light. And that is being talked to by the magnetic field of your body. That's the way it works. So if you want to work with light, then use it to send your love to each and everybody around you. Yes, Solarys, but this is a very old message, some of you would say. We know how to work with light. Yes, that's right. You do know how to work with light. But you also believe, in a way, that light is the final step, while actually it has always been the first step. Those who came before you, they would know. They would know that once they mastered the light, they would have to return back to the earth, to fully ground themselves again, to reattach themselves to the earth again, so they could walk here in the divinity of their being, the divinity of their light body. And they do it because they are in love with humanity. They do it because they are in love with Gaia and with this field of experience that you are in. That is where you are going. That is what you are doing. As you are finding universal love, it is no longer possible to put your love in definition, to put your love in a box. For you see, the only true type of love that you have is a love for all things. And anything else that you are experiencing besides that is an illusion. Please be aware of this. That is why, in the last year, teachers such as the Jeshua and such as so many others have been telling you about universal love and how to deal with the move from a conditional existence into a non-conditional or universal existence. And you can't do it if you keep holding on. If you keep holding on to the old paradigms, it's impossible. And I'm telling you now, you may want to try and come to a different agreement with God. But you are God, you see. And I don't think that you would waver the path that you have set out for yourselves as humans. So there is no other way. All you can do is let go of all of it. And there will be those around you who would disagree and who would say these words are indeed very negative. That they are not the words of a divine being, but of a satanic being. Well, I am neither divine nor satanic. I am neutral. And that's all there is to it. Reaching divinity, my loves, my lovely child, will also be a step in the process. And reaching divinity you do by mastering all the elements. The first one was light. The other ones are yet to come. But be aware that this final step that you are taking is going to take you one last step down the road further. Only this time. You will see next year, after 2008 even, into 2009, which is an 11. That you will go into that which is beyond divinity as well. And this has always been the way. First you go into a type of cosmic mastery, where you become aware that you are the creator, that you are all things. And then you step into your own divinity, which seems from this angle that you are sitting in right now to be the furthest that you can go. It isn't. There is a sixth. As you bring in these cycles of the elements, the fifth being consciousness, in the end you will have to step through a sixth one. And this one is not linear. This one is infinite. So that is where you are headed. From cosmic mastery into divinity, into infinity. Because the divine is still divided, you see. The divine still entails the non-divine. And even the word division is in there. Why is the divine about division? How can it be that a total type of energy, a totality, which I have called divinity, how can it be that this is still divided? It's not dual though. It is simply divided. And I'll tell you why. So that you will understand and can grow from it. Cosmic mastery has been about becoming aware that you are a being of potential. Cosmic mastery has been about becoming aware that you are not just adrift through time and space, a little leaf on a boiling river, but that you are in control. That is what potentials are. They are twirling all around you in chaos. Yes. At the same time, you are in control. And that is what you have been taught by Ikara and by all the other ascended ones. That you are in control of your reality. And you can choose these potentials if you learn how to work with them again. Divinity is another step. Divinity will bring you into no longer a field of potential. It will bring you into a field of, and this is becoming more simple, into a field of choice. That's what divinity is all about. It is understanding that you are the master. It is understanding that you are totality, and then dividing yourself so you can choose. That is divinity. That's what God did. That's what you did. That's why you are sitting here, Divine One. That's why you are here. You have selected to go for your own totality once more, and then to divide yourselves. And here you sit, divided, separated. You see how it works. But divinity is a type of totality as well. So there is no longer a duality. There is no longer a wrong and a right. There is just going to be a choice. And that is what your year 2008 will bring you. That is why the 2007 is the numerological 9, because it is the end of potential. Oh, that's fun. We have learned how to work with potential for a full year, and now you're saying, Solarys, that potentials are going away? Yes. You know why? It's your choice. It's your choice to master these things. It's the same like kindergarten, for instance. Do you remember that you were in kindergarten and you were learning how to write? And you had these lines, these horizontal lines, and you learned to very carefully and precisely form a letter in between those little lines. Those lines were the parameters. Those lines were the potentials. Once you master them, they go away, don't they? That's where you are. You are mastering potential, energy. And as such, it is going away. And all you are left with is the simplicity of choosing your reality. But no longer choosing it because your higher ego, not your higher self, but the higher ego wants you to manifest something in your lives. The lower ego is always suffering. The higher ego is always striving for something better. So the higher ego would always tell you that you would need something else, something more. And so you try to create it in all your suffering. But divinity is simply about choosing. And not choosing from a perspective of suffering, but from a perspective of love. And if you choose from the perspective of love, then you can't help but choose things that aren't only for you, but for everybody around you. And you will see in 2008 that choice is gonna become the most important aspect in your lives, and what you choose will manifest drastically fast. I'm just telling you to be careful. It will manifest with an intensity and a speed that you have never seen before. Because your brain isn't just wired anymore to the 3D aspect of you, it's also wired now to the infinite D aspect of you. As you know, a moment holds a power of eternity. It holds the entire power of the universe, a moment does. So, one thought, one choice, with behind that the power of the universe, will immediately bring into your reality that which you have chosen. That is why you needed to be made ready first. That you needed to become more aware of who you truly are and what you can truly do. It's coming. It's coming. And you will be amazed. So that's choice then. A divine being no longer lets itself be ruled by potentials. It would be known to create potentials then, yes. But in that creation, you need not an infinite set of potentials. You just need the one that you are going to make manifest. So there is no more a type of redundancy. It's gone. All there is a blank state, which is your DNA. And on that, your choice made manifest into your reality immediately. It will take some time before all those who are on earth will have the ability to do this. You have been trained now. You have been prepared now. Others around you would destroy themselves or the planet in one thought. It just takes one thought, you know. Just one thought that says, screw it all. And so it is. That ends the universe then. So your responsibility is becoming great, isn't it? Greater than ever before. But then, after that, comes a totally new way. So don't think 2008 is going to be your last year on the job and retirement is right after it. It isn't. 2009 is going to be about infinity. Discovering your infinite self. Now I can tell you that this is very far removed from the reality that you are in right now. Very far. When you discover that infinite self, we will also bring you this information, by the way, in the Infinity Manifest. When you discover this, you can no longer perceive reality in the same way that you are doing right now. I am purposely changing the tone of my voice. You might have heard. And you know why? Because I'm showing you what lies in store for you. The reason why I'm speaking this way again now is because I am in fact a neutral being. And I speak from the reflection of humanity. So the intensity in my voice right now is the intensity of the human being sitting in front of me. That is the power that you are emitting right now as you are building up the courage, as you are building up the strength also to go into your own divinity and to finally activate that cosmic mastery. It takes some courage, and we are aware of this. It takes a lot of courage to walk away from everything that would hold you prisoner. A lot. And it is not everybody's path. It needs to be the path of some. To make yourselves completely and utterly free. And everybody who would tell you differently is, in essence, somebody who is trying to keep you prison. Do you understand this? Never let your freedom be taken away. Ever. But understand the true essence of freedom. It is not, freedom is not having the ability to follow your every impulse, which would be generated by your mental capacity. Real freedom is coming from within, and it is a stillness. It is a harmony. Real freedom is choosing the way home. You can't be free as long as you are sitting here. As long as this is the only thing that you are perceiving. Know this. You will be falling into the trap at some point, that you will feel unfree because of all of this knowledge. That you think, I might have been better off not knowing. Well, you might. But then again, that is the mind speaking, isn't it? Do you mind going higher? Or are you already there? Freedom is a state in which you are allowing yourself constant movement on the path towards infinity. And that is what is in store for you. So 2009 then, as you will step into infinity, literally this time, you will discover the true meaning of the master number 11. The repetition of new beginnings, mirroring each other, one and one, and as such creating a field of infinity. Because infinity, my beloved child, is all about freshness. The constant arena of freshness, or the blank state. If there is a constant blank state, there can be no borders, can there? If there is a constant blank state, there can be no parameters, can there? And you are infinite. And then, there is something beyond that as well. It is in store for you. And although there would be those who would advise me not to speak of these things so early, I want to give this to you as a gift. To return something to you in your time of celebration, that you have completed your cosmic mastery, or are about to. So let me give you this gift. After this, what you would call 2009, there is the year 2010. That was not the gift. " 2010, my beloved child, is all about three, is it not? So it is about bringing that infinity into the earth. 2010 is the year when the earth will finally give birth to this new consciousness fully and completely. And it's going to show up in all matter, even the matter of that which is making up the body. It means that all of those things that you have stood for are in 2010 going to become very, very clear to all of those around you. Everybody will be filled with the same hunger for the light to fill them up from the inside out. So that's when you will see many around you to begin walking the same path. Does it have to be so long? It's not long. It's not long. And the reason why it's only happening in 2010 is that you need to be ready to support them. It's one thing to speak to a group of beings of about 1 million and a little bit over that. It's another thing to have this happen to 8 billion people. But Solarys, I thought it was said that next year already, in 2008, we would see the awakening of 8 billion masters. Why are you now saying it's 2010? Oh, I'm not disagreeing with Adamus. I'm just saying, it takes some time for those around you to step off their linear path. And as they will begin this awakening process in 2008, yes, you might not see the full results of it until 2010. Come on, it took you 20 years. Might as well take them too. 2 years where you will be trained further, prepared further, made ready to take the steps that you have chosen to take. And it's magnificent. So 2010 is bringing all of this, the magnetics of it, the akeneic aspects of it, the divinity, the cosmic mastery and the infinity of it right into the earth. That is basically payday. At least for Gaia. That is when you will see the results finally happening on this earth. That is the time when you will see a tree respond to you as you are walking next to it. And of course, we are not in the business of prediction or seeing the future. I am saying these things because only one timeline remains. It's where you're headed into. So, as you would then look at the year that is after that, 2011, then you might say it is a 4. No, it isn't. It is the master number 11 doubled. It is a year of 11:11. And watch what happens, Lightworker. In the 11:11 year, at the date 11:11:11:11, that's going to be a heavy day. Or just the opposite. It's going to be a very light day. I'll tell you this right now, already. And here is the gift. November 11th, 2011 is the moment when this earth is going to open up again towards the cosmos, fully and completely. It is the moment when all dimensions will meld together again. It is the moment when time and space that you have known as linear time and space will cease. And when you will step into the akeneic principle. It is the moment when humanity will be ready. 11, 11, 11, 11. It's in store for you. And it's happening sooner than you think. Might seem a few years down the road. But as you step into infinity, time and the way you perceive it will begin to shift. So there you have it. And then obviously 2012. Well, that basically is the easy ride. Although so many would say that that would be the cataclysmic, apocalyptic, Armageddon-like year. Did it start to rain just now? It isn't. It is the easy ride, I am telling you right now. It's in the stars. It's the easy ride. It is the year of activation. It is the year of stepping into it and fully leaving behind anything that came before. It is the year of that which you would call the new Big Bang. As the akeneic will reawaken again, as divinity, God, spirit, infinity, call it whatever you want, will activate itself again, not just here on this earth, but in all the other universes. It is the year that will blend together Earth as you know it today, Avalon, which is just another place, another dimension, Lemuria, and all the others. All of them, all 9 others as well, will be brought back together. And that is when divinity, infinity, totality, neutrality restores itself. But that is the neutral year. Neutrality then and totality are synonyms. They are the same word. They are about the full spectrum of color and sound and light being restored. And now we're coming back to the beginning of this message when I would speak to you about the conceptual link that exists between sound, light, and all of those other things, including magnetics. Why do you think there is such a thing as magnetics, gravity? Why are all these forces of physics present among you? And you have always asked the question, where is the power coming from? Where is the power of magnetics coming from? Why is it so? And I am not the first one to say this. Why is it so that these little magnets always work, and they will continue to work right after you die, even if you are still planning on doing that? It is because things have been opened up, you see. That is the first Big Bang that you have seen as the creation of all things. It is basically the turning inside out of God. God turning him, herself, inside out. So the field of experience could be created, and that is you. You are God turning inside out, or turned inside out. And now you are turning within again, discovering that you are the source of emission. So these things such as magnetics and gravity, even frequency and vibration, are no thing else than what happens when light, which is the carrier of divinity and all that is being split apart in frequency. So what you will see in your 2012 is the coming together of all of it. You will begin to understand then that on a macroscopic level, macrocosmic level, dimensions such as the one that you are sitting in right now are nothing more than light breaking through a prism. Not a prism, a prism. Isn't that interesting? So how can you find your own totality? By accepting that you are just a part of you sitting here in this reality, and that's it. And in all these other dimensions, Avalon, Lemuria, there are other aspects of you waiting to reintegrate with you. And that is what Ikara has done. As he incarnated into all of these dimensions, he took the body of that person that you know as Jesus Christ. In this reality. In another reality, he took the body of that which you know as Arthur. In yet another reality, another, and another, and another. And his reintegration is all about reblending all these aspects. And that is what you are doing as well. That is Lightworker. Imzaia. First time I used that word. That is why you are here now. Even those who would listen to this message at another date, know that you were here in Avalon. Know that you were here being carried by your brothers and sisters that are sitting in front of me right now. They're carrying you, and they're allowing you to take that aspect of yourself that you left behind here. Take that back. Same thing will happen for Lemuria and for all the other reflections of that oneness that you would call dimension. All these different reflections. There are times then when it appears that the dimensional veil between realities is closer than others, when it is easier to step in another reality than it is in other eras. And this is what you saw with, for instance, the Vivian, which is a very important person in your Avalonian history. Or this is what you saw with the Morgane, or even with the Arthur. They had the ability to dream in ways that you cannot even begin to understand. Especially the Merlin, which would be a reflection of God. Really. More so than you can imagine. They had the ability to dream, and that is why a being such as the Morgane was as controlled and precise and also playful in lifting the veil between, for instance, this reality and the reality that you call Avalon. Just because she knew how to play with light and how to dream. The veil has given you a wrong interpretation, basically. Because the concept of the veil is something which is solid. You think it is this metaphorical cloth hanging there that you can't step through. But really the veil is more about a fata morgana than anything else. The fun thing is, you see, and this is a fun thing as you will hear it, you believe that you have this veil around you and that you can't step through it. You are wrong. It is but a fata morgana. It is just a shell of light and you think you are trapped within it. You are not. If you were to just remember how to put your hand through it and to see your hand go through that misty light. And the Morgaine knew how to do that. The Arthur knew how to do that. The Vivian knew how to do that. And the Merlin did it anyway, even though he didn't know how to do it. It's typical. Put your hand through that light mist and just separate the mist and the light so that the veil would dissipate and you would be creating a portal. You know what, blessed child? That which the Morgaine and the Arthur and so many others back then in Avalon knew how to do with the veil outside of you, you are learning how to do with the veil within. So I can only implore you to part the mists within. And to do that vividly, fiercely, without hesitation, without ever looking back. Part those mists that are keeping you from being total yet again. So here now, you are given an opportunity to reclaim a very important facet of yourself. And we will not just limit it to the Avalonian life. We will allow you, as you will allow yourselves. We can only assist, obviously. We will allow you to open up that veil of light and mist, which is keeping you from you on the inside, and to blend with all the other lives. As you began this channeling today, and the Jeshua did a little meditation about you reaching into your Akash and taking from it other lifetimes as where you have been the healer, we are now taking it one step further. Step into that totality. Just step into it. And allow yourselves to be lifted. That is what lifting the veil is all about. It will help you go beyond fear. It will help you to go beyond anything that might bring you down. When you see that you are that total source, there shall be no pain. There shall be no sickness. And my God, there shall be no death. That is what is waiting for you right now. Neutrality, totality, the full spectrum of your colors being one again, iridescent, one again. And your light no longer separating itself through the prism of dimension, but being one again. and then your DNA will sing its full song. It is what you hear when you hear the song of the whale. It is what the whale is doing on your planet right now. It is what happens to you when you listen to the song of the whale. It takes away the veil, and it brings with it a totality. So there you have it then. You have now been given the full path leading from today up until 2012. Seems like a lot of things still need to happen, you might think. For here you sit after all of these years of spiritual experience and evolution, still sitting in the body, still feeling the pain, still feeling the lack and the need and the fear sometimes, still allowing the disease. Yes. Yes, but 2007 was a year of endings. And you are now in the last month of integration. Believe me when I tell you that you are sick of it. Or was that I am sick of it? Let's stick to you. You are sick of it. Aren't you? And that is what will trigger you into the new beginning. You have had quite enough. You know what this experience is all about. And you know it is not total. And you are ready to create that totality. Many, many words I have spoken. Many things were said. But do know that the truth behind the words is real. It's up to you to decide that. But this is a normal process, and you are right in it. You have even had the experience 11 times before. This is the 12th. This planet, Earth. I can only say that you are here because you are the specialists. Because you are the masters. You are those who would do it again and again and again. And I know that you don't know why. I know that you can't fully grasp the concept of all of it. Because your next linear question would be, Solarys, nice to hear all of those things up until 2012, but how about 2013? What's going to happen then? And then you start doing the numbers, 3 plus 1 plus 2. Oh my God, it's a 6. No, it is not a 6. It is an infinite. And as such, it is a 1. And all days, all numbers after that will be the 1. You will get many 1s. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Etc. So it is difficult and nearly impossible to explain to you then what will be going on after 2012. I've always told you it could go quicker, it could happen in the blink of an eye. I've told it through so many other speakers that I am always basically the power source of. But it is nearly impossible to tell you what is behind these concepts and why you were in fact doing it. You have been doing it so long that you don't even know where you came from, do you? How can I tell you of a place which is not a place, which is my home, my totality? How can I explain to you that it is even strange for you, if you really knew our true connection, that it would be strange for you to hear me speak as a human, to hear yourself speak and sit here listening to this as a human? How could I explain this? I can't. And that is a choice. You will understand when you reach the point beyond infinity, which is 2012, where you will no longer have the choice of divinity, but where you will be in such a creative state where you don't even need to choose anything. It's just there. And it might seem to you that choice and the going away of choice is the end of free will. No, I am telling you, Lightworker, that it is the beginning of free energy, totality, where you will no longer have a choice, because you don't want a choice, because you will have chosen not to have a choice, because you will have reintegrated your divinity to such an extent that all that is left is the will to go forward, the will to go higher. And that is when you and I will talk again, face to face. In the meantime, I am afraid that we will have to speak like this. But you will remember me. Every single time you will remember more of me and of our connection. And you will remember more of you as well as you do that. Are you ready for that? I hope you are ready for that. For that is what you have decided. And it is coming. Get ready to be face to face with Source, with God. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about myself in you. That is who you will meet. Once you reach that point of neutrality, you will find me in you. And as you then sit here listening to these words, you will see yourself in me. Remember this. Remember that you are near the end of your first integration. Remember that it is still valid to make sure that the cosmic manifest or everything else around it, which are the keys that you have also planted for yourself on this earth in different aspects of your reality, are still very valid in the coming weeks to listen to again, to reintegrate again. Because after that, it's going to be a whole different ballpark. It's going to be a whole different game. I will have to speak to you in an old energy right up to January 28th. And after that, you and I will become closer, much closer, my child. I feel your love. I feel the joy that is just waiting to resurface. And I feel you stepping into freedom, and it makes me happy. I feel your happiness. I feel your longevity. I feel all your wishes coming through. And that is your beauty. That your most beautiful wishes would not be about yourselves. It is for Earth. It is the wish for peace on this planet. It is the wish to restore the beauty of this planet. To once again have the ability to hug all animals and to love them and to see no more war and no more pain. I know that that is why you are here. I know. So I wish to you the realization of all of this. And I know it is coming. All I can say is, please hold on a little longer. Don't fall asleep now. The play is just getting interesting as we are getting to the second part of it. Your adventure is just beginning. So I thank you for being here and for celebrating this unique, special time with one another. I know that you are all sitting here waiting for the next bit of information because there might be something happening in 2014 as well. But just remember that these 3 days that you are together now, which is officially also the opening of the Divinity Manifest, is not just about information. It is about celebration. And that, my beloved divine child, is the exact opposite or the total attribute to information. It is celebration. You see this? You see how in duality, and that is the last thing I'll say, you see how in duality everything has an opposite, right? You have light and dark and love and fear, and by now you know this. But in infinity and in divinity, and I must make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself here, I'm teaching you about divinity, not yet about infinity. In divinity, there is no longer an opposite. There is a total, how shall I say it? A total opponent, which is not an opposite. It means, a total opponent means that you have a special section of something, such as the concept of information, which is dual and linear, because you need to get it in chunks. And then there is the totality of it, the total opponent, which in the case of information would be celebration. Because celebration is the energy of everything that you know experienced in one moment. And you will have to look for these total opposites in the coming weeks, because those are the attributes that you are going to work with as you step beyond illusion. And with that said, I again want to thank you. And I hope that you can feel the love, that you can allow that. I hope that you can feel my ascended children, Adamis, Kutumi, Ikara, all the others, Tobias, Cryon. Feel them now. Feel them now because they are very close. They are in your heart. And they are telling you that you are going to be fine. So please, thinking less of yourself. Start forgiving yourself. Start loving yourself the same way that I love you. Just love yourself. Then you can really step into a new beginning. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be interesting? To live a year full of love for self and never even thinking that you are anything less. Never thinking that. I wish to stop this communication now. For the things that I still have to tell you today, I can't tell you in words. I can only tell them to you by singing to your DNA. It's going to be a song without words. So I'm asking you now, as I finish this gathering here right this moment, as I am ready to step away from this body and to give it back to my Son again, I am asking you to step outside, to find some space wherever you go, and to allow me to sing to you. It will be a love song. Allow me to sing. And if you dare, if you trust yourselves, please sing back. I love you. I am in love with you. I am in joy with you. And I am freedom with you. And so it is.